Hello there and welcome in. We are having some news that just came out. Well, it didn't really just come out, but it came out, and I want to share it to you, with you. Here you go. Two Iskander ballistic missiles has hit Kiev, and it is, of course, conventional warfare, but conventional warheads, but it is pretty massive. Good morning, Desire. So check this out here, guys. This is the destruction of this morning here in Kharkiv. Two Iskander ballistic missile has hit the center, killing a 10-year-old boy. This is in Kharkiv. So yeah, some crazy stuff again this morning. This is pictures from that area. This is front of the first pictures here. We've got videos of it. This is just insane. I mean, this is the city center. It was pretty much whole before. Look at that. Look at a massive crater there. Look at that right there. Massive, massive crater. We've got videos from different angles as well. This is no military target. This is Russians targeting civilian populations in in Kharkiv. So here you have it. This is emergency services at the area here. Happened just this morning. This is pretty insane here. 1 hour ago this was reported. Just another angle here. This is total destruction. Every window, everything in the miles radius here has just been completely blown out. Casualties appears to have been low. However, those casualties that we have reported off now is only as of what we know of. This right here is not. This is pretty much all I know of as of right now. Here's the man behind it, if you didn't know. Again here, more damage here. The prosecutor office of the Odessa region posted a photo of the consequences of drone attack on the port infrastructure of the Ismail region. The Russian destroyed 9 trucks and damaged the grain storage administration building. Massive strikes throughout yesterday and today. 51 people was killed yesterday. Something weird is happening. A drone attack. They shut down, I think it was a drone launch of almost 50 drones last night has occurred. This right here is more than what you can have here, but this right here is more pictures from the scene in Kharkiv this morning. As you can see, Russian just fired ballistic missiles into the most heavily populated area in the center of Kiev. Zero military objectives, just genocide. Putin clearly seems diminishing Western support as the green light. That's in all ways true here. Here's another angle of it. Morning, Witchy. This is two Iskander ballistic missile has hit the center of Kiev today. These are pictures of it. We've shown different pictures here, but these are extreme measures throughout the last 2 days here. As a massive civilian population has been killed. We're looking at the numbers of perhaps 60 throughout the last 24 hours. That's what we know of. Maybe 70 people have come to, and we're just talking civilians here, have died because of rocket or drone attacks throughout just the last 24 hours. Yeah, so this one we can't show. That was the one we can't show. These are the ones, well, maybe we can't show. Okay, so these ones doesn't have, there's a lot of these videos right here we couldn't show yesterday because they had a lot of dead bodies in them. But I'm going to show you this one, because it appears that we can show this. It does not appear to be showing any. So this was the consequences of yesterday's attack in Horas Kupiansk district, where 51 people died. This is just yesterday. This is on 2 days attack. A warning from helping. Damn, yeah. I mean, this is pretty insane here, guys. I mean, this is just throughout the last 24 hours, close to maybe 70 civilians have died due to drone attacks. And this is just what we know of as of right now. This is insane. It is a, not even a possible genocide. It's a genocide. It is human crimes. It is war crimes. It is, just crazy. This right here was a cafe. Just want to point this out. It was a cafe, and people were inside holding, I think it was a party or something. But yeah, it got completely leveled. No military objective, I mean, just throughout the last few days, it is just beyond insane. I have the official news here. During the night, 25 Russian strikes UAVs were destroyed, and this is the official report here from Flash. Reports that Ukrainian Air Force, 33 Russian drones have been recorded in the direction of Odessa, Mykolaiv, Kharkiv, Dnipro, Cherkasy, and Dnipro region. So this is explosion recorded in Kupiansk. Explosion, yeah, just in now. Explosions reported in Kupiansk. This is it's not in the same. I'm not aware if this is not in the same area as what we just had. But this is also a second strike just now reported here in Kharkiv. But as you can see, 25 out of 33 was shut down. However, that is means that there was, in fact, some that did manage to land. Another pictures from the area here this morning. Defense of Ukraine has just reported that one. This is another picture here for these iskander. You can see the buildings and everything just completely destroyed, and that's all I've got from that one. Well, actually, I've got this one as well. This is also pictures throughout the night here. So during the night, the Russians were shelling the Maharan territory community of Nikopol district. They fired more than 50 artillery shells. Reports share Lishak, head of Dnipro regional military administration. Private houses and households building were damaged. A car was destroyed. A power line was damaged. No casualties in the morning. So this is, here we go. This is also during the night. This is doing our report very likely. I mean, this is doing when we were all sleeping in our beds, right? Oh, doing all our sleeping in our bed, right? This is what happened throughout in Ukraine here. A child's stroller here. No casualties though. So, yeah. In Sumy region also, the Russians were shelling throughout the night. Drones attacks, ballistic missile attacks from iskander systems. This is insane. I had to bring it to you. I had to go live here and bring it to you all because this is just beyond insane. One Tu-160M from Ramanskur to Caspian Sea region. Caspian Sea is known to be their launch site. So we have a Tu-160M that has just launched and is going to the Caspian Sea. That's known as their launch site. It appears that the Russians today, this is their bomber. This is their fast bomber here. This is how that one looks like. This is how the one, I got the one from Odessa. I showed a picture of that as well. There has been 9 trucks damaged and other than grain and all that stuff. So yeah, I've shown some pictures from Odessa, but I'm also going to get that more from that, yeah. But it is a fast bomber also on its way in right now. This is according to Olga. It's reported 17 minutes ago, guys. The security service report a new suspicion to the Metropolitan Chechny Diocese of Ukrainian Orthodox Church in Moscow Partisi, I don't know, who doing house arrest fundamental religious discord. We established that it may be doesn't matter. Israel's missile warning system will soon start working in Kyiv. Ambassador of Ukraine to Israel, Yevhen Korinchuk. The system can accurately predict where a missile is aimed and warn about it in time the system proves to be successful in the capital. It may be introduced in other cities. Very well, very well. That might be helping out the Ukrainians conduct safer, you know, decisions here. Let's see if there's any news on Kupiansk just now. Kupiansk is also a city that was targeted yesterday, and this is again today alone. We just had reports of explosions in Kupiansk. However, there has been no official statement or anything else as of yet. It is just insane right now. Vladimir Zelensky has just posted a video about 5 minutes ago. Here's his official report. This is Zelensky's official report here. Kharkiv, Russian strike this morning. A child, a boy 10 years old. My condolences to the family and loved ones. Over 20 people have been injured. All the injured are receiving the necessary assistance. The rescue operation is ongoing, and I thank everyone who's helping our people. I also express my gratitude to all our warriors who, despite everything, are moving forward, defeating the occupiers and bringing justice for Russian crimes closer. Our resilience, our movement, and the daily losses of the occupiers at the response to the Russian terror. This is, I think, another angle of this fire right here, so check it out. This is directly from Zelensky himself, a video he has just posted. These are security services. As you can see, this is just throughout the night. 2 missiles hitting the city has completely leveled much of it. Well, you know, brought along massive destruction. You can see where some of the hit. I think over there, one of them hit, it appears. Looks like there's a big crater over there. All security services and services on the scene. I'd imagine much of them has been called in. Look at that. I think that's, look at that crater right there as well. I think that, look at that. It looks like, oh, there it is. I think that's got to be the crater right there. One of the craters at least. Look at that. Yeah, look at that. I mean, this is just, it looks like the apocalypse. This looks out of a movie, you know? I mean, this is like something out of a movie, but it's not. It's literally, you know, it's real life. This is real life. This just happened. It's just in. This is morning this year. And, you know, I mean, this is, you know, this picture right here looks something out of the zombie apocalypse, but this is Ukraine right now. I mean, this is Russian terrorist attacks here. I mean, it's just insane. That's another pothole right there. Holy shit, you know? And there has just been more explosions reported in Kupiansk, so I am a little bit worried about if it could be just a possible drone attack. However, you know, if they're firing off 2 Iskander missiles what stops this explosion that we just heard from being another Iskander missile, you know. So it's possible, and we're gonna keep an eye on it. You know, they could just be reporting. It could just be a drone attack. It could be something else right now, but they just reported on it. So yeah, something just happening. Could be asked again. Yeah. I think what the best thing we can do right now is that we're gonna honor the fallen soldiers and one and all that fell throughout the night, civilians that fell to attacks, unnecessary attacks. So we're gonna hold a moment of silence here for them, and we will do this here and just about a 30-second here. We're just gonna play some taps, and then we're gonna hold a moment of silence for the fallen children of the Russian terror and civilians. Heroes one and all. Heroes one and all. Not only for the fallen soldiers, but for the fallen civilians and people that died because of what reason? No reason at all. Absolutely no reason. You know? R.I.P. Mayday. Rest in peace, yes. On October 14th, there will be a solar eclipse in America, in Central and South America, so North America and South America. So check this out. There's a video that just came out here, so just want to let you guys know this real quick. This is going to happen in the 14th October. You're gonna experience a total solar eclipse. It's actually gonna last a good. It's gonna come in at 5 o'clock. It's gonna come in over most of the there at 3 o'clock, and then exit throughout at 7 o'clock. There you go. So that's a solar eclipse on the 14th October, just so you know. Oh, the Turkish flag frigger. Yeah, Turkish ship. Tiller has suffered damage after it hit a naval mine, which then exploded in the Black Sea off the Romanian coast. God damn, those goddamn Russians. Yeah, off the Romanian coast, they planted they planted sea mines. They just can't stop being annoying, can they? I just want to point out that there's a river joint over here, and we have a river joint. So we have a E3 just at the border. Just took off here. What's that in Lithuania here? So they're still keeping an eye on something. I mean, we may have an explanation as to why we had so much of an increased civilians. They may have known that there was something. They may have known that there was some sort of thing happening. I hear air raids going off in the background. I think it's from Donetsk. If I'm not wrong here. It's from Donetsk. There is still a Tu-160M heading towards the Caspian Sea. Caspian Sea is known to be the launch zone. The Caspian Sea is known to be the launch zone for cruise missiles and things alike. The Tu-M60 carries, I think, is a strategic missile carrying bomber. The Tu-160 can also carry freefall bombs with a maximum weight of up to 40 tons. No, but that's... Six KH caliber missiles. So that's the caliber missiles of the 55 MS 101, 102, 55, 555 BD cruise missiles, or 12 Radduga KH 15 short range nuclear missile. Yeah. They can carry a short-range nuclear missile, but it's obviously not going to be a nuclear missile. If anything they're carrying, it's going to be a cruise missile. But, you know, it just means that the Russians are giving them a lot of smoke this morning. You know, so it's going to be a very tough morning for the Ukrainians. If anything, you know.
Zelensky, that...
Yeah. However, we also have other news when it comes to the losses of the Russian soldiers. 620 personnel, tanks, 20 tanks, 30 armored personnel vehicles, 22 artillery systems, 2 MLRS, and 29 UAVs, drones, 3 special equipment, and 35 fuel vehicles and fuel tanks. Yup. So, yeah. The Russians is given the best, but I'd agree to the factor that the one that's getting the biggest best is Russia right now. They're being blown back to Verdun, which is what they deserve. They're being blown back to the Renaissance era. If you did just join and you missed what I was saying, go back to start a video here, and you can hear me talk about it. Yeah, this is of course, Stuff that just came out. Okay. I don't really know if I can trust this person here. I just saw a random report from someone called Defense Miro who stated that Russia claims last test of Burevestnik nuclear-powered cruise missile. So, don't know if I can. I don't know if he's saying that they're doing one more, or if he's saying that they're, or they just did it. I don't know. Planned explosion, demolition, and explosive objects will conduct in the region. Please remain calm and take necessary precautions during these activities. Oh, I think it's probably mine explosions or something like that. Where that E3 is going? Oh, there's an E3 in Spain, by the way. There's still an E3 in Spain. Keep an eye on things. NATO 22 heading for the Sawaski Gap. And a river joint just outside Kaliningrad this morning. E3 heading towards the Sawaski Gap. RSD. There's a Russian plane here heading somewhere. We don't know where, but it's heading somewhere. And then of course there's a approaching T-160M something heading towards the Caspian Sea, which the Caspian Sea is over here, and it's possibly gonna launch its nuclear. Sorry, Jesus Christ, I've got nuclear on my mind. It's gonna launch its cruise missiles. We don't know what those cruise missiles models are gonna be. All we know is that it's heading for the Caspian Sea. This morning, the Russians fired 2 missile strikes, primarily by Iskander missiles at Kharkiv, reports that the head of the regional military administration, Oleg Shinyekhobov. Over the past day, Russians have been shelling the populated areas of Bohodukhiv, Shokhivi, Kopiansk, and Ishim district. According to the update, 52 people were killed in the village of Horisana, Kopiansk district, by the Russian missile strikes. 6 people were injured. Alright. And there's, well, yeah. Sweden's defense minister, Paul Johnson, Sweden can transfer Gripen fighters to Ukraine only after Sweden is a NATO member. What a fucking low. What a time to do that. Oh yeah, there was this video here. So these are phones collected from the attack that killed 51 people yesterday. Now these are people calling the phones of the dead victims here. These phone calls never to be taken or answered again. The sobering reality is that someone dies, it doesn't just affect a few people, it affects everyone that knows that person. It affects everyone. 51 people yesterday, and now today another person. You know, it's been a mass out attack throughout the day here today. Again, they're just phones ringing, never to be answered. And the more I think those people call those phones, you know, the reality sips in. It could be them, it could be, you know, so fathers, mothers, sons. Imagine a son calling up their mother because, well, she just went out for a drink with her friends in a cafe or to a birthday party, and then, you know, no, that son doesn't deserve to have. Oh yeah, here we have another video of that. That son doesn't deserve to have a mother because the Russians said so, right? He doesn't deserve to live a normal life with his mother and his father because the Russians said so, you know. There's no military target. There wasn't anybody. So there wasn't any Russian Ukrainian soldiers. It was literally just a cafe with somebody holding a birthday party or some kind of party or something, cake party I think they said, and then the Russians decided they don't deserve to live. Killed them all with a rocket attack. And the same they did this morning right here. If you just joined us, this is how Kharkiv looks like this morning here. This Ukrainian man comes out, he says, "Good morning, people," and then he comes out, looks out the window, and this is what he sees. That's Kharkiv this morning. And that's just from above, right? I mean, you go down to the ground, it's just total destruction. Go back in the video here, you can see some of the videos that I showed earlier there. Comes out, says good morning. You know, I bet I know what woke him up. I bet I know what woke him up. Although it is reported that casualties are low, so that's also one thing. That's, you know, in any cases are good. That, yeah. Yeah, it was some kind of, I don't know if it was party, yeah, or some kind of something gathering or something. If it was that, you know, fallen soldier, you know, that fallen soldier, then his fallen soldier dies, and then of course he has to, you know, the father of that fallen soldier then dies after that. Let's show you a video again here, just for people who don't know, or this is another angle here again. This is another angle. One of you've already kind of seen, but yeah, this is the area in where most of the strikes was taken down there. Look at that. It's just total destruction. It's just insane, you know. Awful. Really, really awful. This is the Russians for you. 1 second. I think he's gonna try and attack attack as much as he can, trying to see where the West draws the line. You know, I think ballistic missiles. You know, it's the ballistic missile is just under the threat of where you say this. That's too much. Unfortunately, ballistic missiles is just under the threat of where you say it's too much because ballistic missiles is technically conventional. So yeah, but it's it's terrible because it's also quite insane. You know. Yeah. French President Macron, the European Union should not impose sanctions against Azerbaijan because of the situation in Karabakh. A dialogue must be conducted. Azerbaijan may not consider a contrary partner, but I think it would be right. I think anybody who's chosen not to help Ukraine has a lot of blood on their hands. It was technically gonna be my off day today. I did think about not going on in today because it's technically gonna be my off day, but who cares? I'll be honest with you. I think the German Chancellor Scholz has some kind of secret agenda, because he seems like he has some kind of secret that he doesn't want to share with us, or has some kind of ideology that he doesn't really want. It's still, yeah. I don't know. Seems weird. Wagner had Chinese satellites at its disposal, giving it intelligence capabilities. These satellite images were allegedly used, among other things, to plan mutiny against Russian government this summer. Frozen food and ice cream company Nika Fruit LLC was allegedly involved and used as a front for the transactions. Imagine using Chinese satellite to hold a mutiny against your own. You know, China just helping Wagner overthrow Russia. Alright, yeah. Explosions gonna be conducted in Poltava. "27 wounded civilians and 1 child killed." 27 wounded today after the attack there. The aftermath of a night drone attack by Russian on Olikra in Odessa region. At night, the Russian invaders destroyed the crossing of the Avenue. Granny was also damaged. Check it out, guys. This is from Odessa. Mass fire again. This is targeting against the grain ports or grain deals or whatever.
Причал горить. Все бахкає. А? Все горить. Таможня горить. Причал горить. Все бахкає. А?
There you go. Out from Odessa. So a continuous all-night attack here. The last 24 hours, the Russians have conducted drone, ballistic missiles, and all kinds of cruise missile attacks upon Ukraine. The last 24 hours has killed 52 civilians and injured many more. Just insane. More booms. He did a lot of damage and nothing military. That's right. This is more images from Odessa. That's a truck right there. Something we've seen before. That's another truck. These are all trucks, by the way. I mean, they're attacking grain storage. You can see that looks like grain on the ground there. Look at that. Looks like grain was just plummeted up into the sky. Yeah. There's no other way to put it, guys. The Ukrainian security services has had a tough night. Okay, we have pictures from this morning as well. This is from the morning. So look at that. That's the truck we saw earlier. This is all from the morning. Oh yeah, war crimes prosecutor. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. Of course you're there. It is a war crime. But I think you need to move your ass and get to Kharkiv, because that's something else right there. morning, gamer. Good morning. Yeah. Fuck Putin. Really, I mean, fuck him. Blah blah blah. Blah 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 blah. Yeah. So I don't really have much else for you, but yeah. I mean that's. I mean right now we're actually waiting for a bomber, a Tu-160, to make its way to the Caspian Sea. There's a Tu-160M making its way to the Caspian Sea, according to Olga on Twitter here. Caspian Sea is known to be their launch site. That launch site means that they could be launching any kinds of, some kind of missiles or cruise missiles, something like that. So that's also something that we're waiting for right now. That was reported by Olga. So getting towards the. That's about 1 hour ago. Reported. Don't know how long that takes for that launch sea there, but yeah. I mean, it's probably getting there. It's that area is just outside Moscow. They did to Mariupol and Bakhmut. Yeah, well, they've already they've already kind of done it, haven't they? So the area in where it took off from, just outside Moscow. Well, in Moscow actually, and it has to hit over here. This is the area in where it has to be. That's the Caspian Sea. In launch area, which is located somewhere in this area, I think. So they're gonna launch somewhere over here. I never really understood it as to why the launch zone is over here. I guess that's because of, so it enters through occupied territory, so it can get the furthest. I guess that's the idea. But I guess that, how long does it take a Tu-160 to get there? Depends on how fast it's traveling. It can travel at 2,220 kilometers an hour. Yeah, it's safe to say that that Tu-160M is getting there. It's it's one of the fastest bombers. I think the fastest bomber maybe not the fastest, one of the fastest bombers that the Russians have. Sea house? Yeah, I mean I'm assuming it's still on the way, according to the Olga person here. It is it is just, it's heading to the Caspian Sea region. So there's no other reason for it to be heading towards the Caspian Sea region other than if it was going to launch some sort of attack. So I guess that's kind of what you could be waiting for right now. I don't have much else for you. Sorry about that. I mean, the only thing I really had is that, you know, that rocket attack there. It's just insane. This is a picture of some Russian soldiers, right? Now take a look at these Russian soldiers. Now, gamer, you're a soldier. You know how gear looks like. Take a look at their gear that the Russian soldiers is wearing. I mean, that's right there. Doesn't even look like a helmet. It looks like 1950, 1940 maybe, but it looks certainly like a 1950-60 helmet. There's no, they don't have a body vest on, you know. I mean, listen to me right now. This right here is the most average fucking Russian soldiers right here. You know, no body armor, barely anything protection-wise. The helmet is the only thing they have on, and that helmet right there is not gonna stop a modern bullet. I'll tell you what. The Russian Defense Ministry claims Russia has recruited 9 reserve regiments for the war with Ukraine. Yeah. That's according to about 30,000, I think. 38,000 is the latest report. 38,000 extra soldiers has just come into the Russian war here. Many of them very up in the ages. Yeah, I wouldn't expect the Danish soldiers to be wearing that kind of gear. Because that kind of gear right there, that's just sucky fucking gear right there. You know, that's going to get you killed. That's the kind of gear that's going to get you killed. Because a modern day bullet, that would stop that immediately. And that's you know, nobody... I don't even think you have to be very smart to know that a modern day bullet would stop that. I think the latest news here, guys, as well, is that a merchant ship from Turkey was blown up by a sea mine. I read this just some time ago. Off the coast of Romania. It's you know, truly insane to think that you're safe just off the coast of Romania, because the coast of Romania is not even in the war. But no, you're not safe, and not even off the coast of Romania, because the Russians just mined that area as well. Wait, excuse me? Your slingshot will go through it. Yeah. Listen, I tell you what. You throw a fucking pebble at them. You throw a little metal ball at them, right? Or just any ball. It's gonna penetrate it. Now there has been other news. Slovenia nuclear power plant has shut down over a leak. There has been a leak in the Slovenian nuclear power plant. Now, Slovenia, of course, also having the flag of the Russians. You know, no surprise there. I'm sure that's going to be alright. I'm sure that's going to be alright. I'm sure it's going to be alright, guys. It happens. Not all the time, but it does. I mean, it's not something you'd want to, you know. Slovakia freezes decision on Ukraine military aid until new government is formed. Right. That could take some time. Yeah, I doubt the idea there's going to come any more supply from Slovakia out. We have a message from Zelensky here. Let me just see. See if he's on here.
Дорогі українці, українки, завершуємо цей довгий насичений день, день саміту Європейської політичної спільноти, багато зустрічей, важливі переговори. У нас буде більше ППО, є чіткі домовленості. Це дуже важливо. Перед зимою Іспанія, Італія, Франція, Німеччина, Британія, дякую. Буде більше артилерії у наших воїнів, буде більше далекобійної зброї і обов'язково буде більше справедливості. Сьогодні російські терористи завдали удару, який навіть звірячим не назвеш, бо це буде образою для звірів. Свідомий ракетний удар по селу на Харківщині, по звичайному продуктовому магазину та кафе. Російські військові не могли не знати, куди б'ють. І це не був удар на осліп. Люди зібралися там на поминальний обід. Християнський поминальний обід. Хто міг запустити ракету по ним? Хто? Ну тільки абсолютне зло. Більш ніж 50 людей загинуло, серед них дитина, хлопчик, 6 років було. Мої співчуття усім, хто втратив рідних та близьких. Пораненим надається необхідна допомога. Я вдячний кожному і кожній, хто допомагає. В цьому селі, по якому росіяни ударили, було загалом до цієї війни 500 мешканців, а зараз за час війни люди виїжджали. Це Куп'янський район, один із тих напрямків, де особливо жорстко на фронті. І станом на сьогодні в селі було трохи більше 300 людей, більш ніж 50 убитих на 300 мешканців. Це жорстока, геноцидна агресія Росії. Не існує слів чи паперів, які здатні зупинити таке зло. А існує ППО, є артилерія, є наші ракети, є бронетехніка, є наші потужні воїни, які відбивають російські штурми та самі наступають. Є наші спецслужби, є наша українська розвідка, є санкції світу, санкції проти Росії за терор, є міжнародна юстиція, зокрема Міжнародний кримінальний суд, який здатен захистити справедливість. Російський терор повинен програти, і світу є чим це забезпечити. Головне – це єдність. Головне – вірити в свободу і захищати життя. Сьогодні наш головний меседж для світу – зло не має права взяти вгору. І лише зараз, лише в Україні цю принципову моральну позицію можна втримати. Але всім разом. Я дякую сьогодні за зустрічі кожному лідеру країн-партнерів. Я дякую за чітку підтримку Європейського Союзу та Європейському парламенту. Дякую тобі, Іспанія, за те, що сьогодні ти дала нам усі можливість зміцнити європейську єдність. Єдність це відповідь. Ми зробимо все, щоб її зберегти. Слава Україні!
There you go. That was Zelensky for you with the latest statement. Yeah. In the past day, Russian fired 27 shells at Kherson, head of RMA Orlenska Produkin. Russian military targeted residential quarters of the unpopulated areas and the region, medical institution in Barashani, social media and local institution in the Kherson district. 2 people died, 4 others were injured. And this is another report here. Yesterday, I also reported on this is important to note as well. Yesterday, a hospital in Kherson was blown up by the Russian terrorists. So yeah, a hospital in Russia was blown up because it was, well, because that's apparently what they wanted to do, you know. Well, hold 1 second. I'm just gonna. It's not that I don't want to show you the video. I'm just gonna really quickly make sure we're not gonna show anything we can't show. No, I think we're good. Yeah, I think we're good. We're good. It's got to tear him up, this USA bullcrap in Germany. Yeah, listen, they got to come to some kind of consensus very soon and pull their shit together. And decide on whether or not, you know. But hopefully their decision is going to be that they will supply weapons. And I think there is still a majority that wants to support Ukraine. So I think, if anything, you know, the majority still wants to support Ukraine. This is Kherson as well. And again, guys, I do want to point this out. Throughout the last 24 hours, there has been a mass destruction level in Ukraine. It is just insane. The Russians has launched a insanely massive attack throughout the day here. Explosion in Zaporizhia. Tomak, Ukrainian city. Well, Tomak is owned by the Russians. I'm gonna point that out. Tomak is owned by the Russians. So, if anything, that was Ukrainian retaliation right there. These are videos of Ukrainian or seized Iranian weapons apparently going to Ukraine here. These are all gonna go to Ukraine. It's nothing though. I mean, they act like this is a lot. You know, in this kind of war, this is not a lot. You know, but yeah. I mean, it is something. Don't get me wrong, it's a lot, but it's not. You know, I wouldn't. Yeah. Good shelling? Yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe. The Ukrainians are quite close to Tomak. Not, well, close and close. They are not far away, but, yeah. Good shelling, I'd imagine. There's a big truck right there. The merchant ship that was blown up in Turkey. After the explosion, the ship anchors to assess the effects of the damage and resumes sailing about 3 hours later. None of the team members were injured. So I think we're good on that one. But also, oh yeah, look at that. This is how close the Russians have put down sea mines. Just want to point that out. Hit by mine on first day. Sorry. Yes. This is how close the Russians have put down mines in Romanian ports and sea. That's the Ukrainian border right there. Right? And that's just how close to the border that they have put down these mines. It happened in this area. That's just how close they are. It won't be long before they do something really stupid, I tell you what. It really won't be long. Nikopol and the Nikopol territory community, the threat of artillery shelling, so what's that? That's in... Where's that? What was it? Territory? The Nikopol... Sorry, what? 4 minutes ago, reported by Blanche. All right. Yeah. Yeah, Nikopol, that's right there. Yeah, there you go. City and territorial communities. Right there. Just across the from the ZNPP. Something hits a cluster in them, it will get worse. Yeah, something could happen very very soon. You know. Got a new one in Kharkiv. Oh yeah, yeah, you're right. Vushchak City there, or Vushchansk City. More explosions just reported now. Shelling, apparently, could be shelling, could be attacks, could be anything from ranging in between those two. Explosions are heard in a temporarily occupied Tomak of the Zaporizhia region. Subscribers report. We are waiting for official information. Yahoo! That was that. That's good shelling. Just want to point that out. Sweden announces the 14 military aid package worth 200 million. It's mainly considered consistence of a 155 millimeter artillery ammunition, but also includes spare parts for tanks, equipment for satellites, communication, and infantry equipment. Yeah, so good stuff coming into Ukraine from there.
Russia wants us to be tired.
At the third EVC in Granada, Estonian Prime Minister Kaja Kallas stated that Ukrainian and Western allies can't show any fitage or whatever. She says Putin is waiting for this, but that won't happen. I like this. I like the Estonian Prime Minister. I really like her. I think she's a badass.
And I think Russia wants us to be tired, and we shouldn't show them that we are, because we are not. We have to help Ukraine as long as it takes. We have to endure war as they are enduring the war, and we have to do everything to help Ukraine. And I think Russia wants us to be tired, and we shouldn't show them that we are, because we are not. We have to help Ukraine as long as it takes. We have to endure war as they are enduring the war, and we have to do everything to help Ukraine. And I think Russia wants us to...
There you go. We got an E3. Look at that, guys. So E3 out here doing circles right now. I mean, you can't tell me that they're not keeping an eye on things right now, because they got a river joint doing circles around the around Kaliningrad, and an E3 century doing circles around just outside the the Belarusian border. Can't tell me they're not holding an eye on something, because they really are. Whatever they're keeping an eye on, it's either in Kaliningrad or in Belarus. They're increasing civilians, and we don't know why. But they are. Kherson City. The Russians intends to install sea mines in the path of the civilian ships exporting Ukrainian grain. This is stated by the statement by the British Foreign Office. The point is that the Russian Federation wants to avoid the open sinking of civilian ships, but instead falsely accuse Ukraine of any attacks on civilian ships in the Black Sea. The UK released information about the bombing to prevent any such incident. British authorities noted that after withdrawing from the Black Sea Grain Initiative, Russia damaged 130 port infrastructure in Odessa, Kramatorsk, and Reni, Chernomorsk, and Reni, and destroyed almost 300,000 tons of grain. Yeah, they're raging a war of nutrition, and the way they're doing that is starving countries that need the goddamn food. Queen of the Skies. Right. I'm very happy that I got a haircut because my hair was getting way too long. It was really, I mean, it was insane. Putin calls Canada ex-parliament speaker idiot. Of course he does. But why not? What the fuck's the point, you know? What is he trying to prove? The number of victims of the morning attacks in Kharkiv is increasing. The mayor of Kharkiv, Io Terikov, another body was found, a deceased woman born in 1955. There was also 26 wounded, 12 of them are hospitalized, he says. 2 casualties, one 10-year-old and one very old lady. Almost, what, in her 70s. Yeah. Well, old and old, but, you know, up in the age, I'd say. Three, two. Yeah, don't really have much else for you. Alright, well, I'm gonna go for a bit of a exercise. So I'm gonna do some other stuff. Yeah, I guess I'll leave the stream up a little while longer. Until I come back. But, so there you go. I'm gonna come back in a bit. Yeah, I'll leave the stream up for you guys. I'll leave the stream up for you guys to enjoy. But yeah. Be back in some time. How you doing? The stream is gonna get taken down now. because I well, it's my day off. I didn't want to go live. Well, I did, but you know, this news right here. Listen, I'll tell you what. If anything else happens, anything big, we'll come back live. Other than that, we'll probably not be live later today. Yeah, so that's kind of what I got going here. But yeah, I'll think about it. I'll see you guys later, or maybe not, or you know, you get it. But yeah, goodbye for now.